Hello and welcome to the interview here on France 24. Our guest today is Claude Joseph. He is the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Haiti. He joins us from Port-au-Prince. Thank you very much for being with us today, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you for having me.
Your country is in crisis right now over the end of the mandate of President Jovenel Moïse. He claims his mandate runs until February 7th, 2022. The opposition claim it just ended this February 7th, and it has designated a judge from the Supreme Court to be a transitional president. So a very quick question. We've seen tensions on the streets. How is the situation right now in the capital and in the country?
The situation is more calm than yesterday. So we're getting everything under control. So it's not, let me briefly say, it's not President Jovenel Moïse that states that his term will end in 2022. Is the Constitution. In his Article 134.1, it's crystal clear. There are no ambiguities around the president term. It's just a false, I should say, controversy fed by those who are impatient and cannot wait their turn to go to elections. In a democracy, it's only through election that you can have power. And it's the people that will give you power. You cannot use violent means or illegal means to claim power here. So this is something, those practices are outmoded. And fortunately, President Moïse is working to put an end to those practices in Haiti.
Right. That being said, some jurists are saying actually that the mandate ended. This all stems from the previous election. President Moïse was first elected, then the election was declared fraudulent, and then he was eventually re-elected a year after. But let's go beyond those legal disputes because the president just issued a decree where he is essentially retiring 3 judges from the Supreme Court. And among them is Joseph Mécène Jean-Louis, who was appointed by the opposition as the interim president, as well as another judge, Yvikel Diosjuste d'Abrécile, who is under arrest for his alleged participation in what your government, your president, has described as a coup attempt. The U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince issued a statement saying they were extremely concerned about that decree because Supreme Court judges are life appointments. This cannot happen according to many, including the U.S.
Let me briefly say that 2015 elections were canceled. The 2016 were no elections. President Jovenel Moïse was elected in the first round, and he took office in February 2027. 27 to 2022, it's exactly 5 years. This is what the Constitution says. And it's only those people that are trying to interpret the Constitutions are just doing politics. So it's crystal clear that the term of a president in Haiti is 5 years. So let's move to what happened to the judges. I should say that the president is the one that should make sure that all institutions are performing pretty well. So with the Cour de Cassation, or the Supreme Court, as you may call it, you have judges that are trying to kill the president just because they want to be president by all means. And when things like that happen, and it's clear that the first institution or organization that actually condemned the behavior of those judges, it's the Cour de Cassation itself. It's the Supreme Court itself. The president of the Supreme Court publicly denounced this illegal act. So what is happening now is to protect this third branch of power when those 3 judges are put to retirement. So it's important to understand because one of them proclaimed himself president, which is an usurpation. Another one was one of the investigators of the coup trying to kill the president. And those things, and any country will not, you cannot accept them this way. So we need to act and act swiftly. And thankfully, the president acted swiftly to organize in a better way the coup de cassation.
Yes, but he acted too swiftly, apparently. According to the statement of the U.S. Embassy, we've seen statements from the UN as well. You've been in touch with the State Department. They're concerned that in his attempt to essentially go after what you call the coup initiators, he is essentially violating the rule of law in Haiti. I mean, those are pretty serious accusations coming from your very close ally, the United States.
I was quite a few minutes ago on a video conference, in a video call with State Department. And I made clear for them that there is an investigation going on, and they will pretty soon have the result of the justice system. What is happening, everyone understands that some people in the country, they are willing to use any illegal means to be president or to have power. And this is not acceptable. And it's clear to our allies that are supporting the end of president term in 2022. It's clear. There is no debate around the president term. I said there are no ambiguities around president term. And they confirm over and over, OAS, the UN, and other international partners are clear that president term will end 2022, and they support elections. Because in a democracy, it's only through election that you can have power. And it's the people that give you power.
You mentioned a judge, one of the judges arrested, Judge Dabresil, as being involved in an attempt not only to overthrow the regime, but to kill the president. I mean, this is the most serious of allegations. Do you have solid evidence to back it up that there was indeed an assassination plot against President Jovenel Moïse?
Yes, indeed. We have very, very strong evidence. The voice notes are out there publicly. Everyone can listen as they please what they are saying, trying to not only overthrow the president, but to assassinate him. This is unacceptable. We think those practices were outmoded in our history. And it's very bizarre in the modern time that the only way you think to have power is to kill the president, to assassinate the president, and then proclaim yourself, or self-proclamation that you are president. So those are things that we do not expect from our judges in the higher court, or the Supreme Court, as you may call it. Just think about the Supreme Court in the United States. Just think about those judges trying to kill the president and then proclaim themselves president in a democracy. So if the people are not satisfied with President Jovenel Moïse's governance, they will clearly express that. But in recent polls, they do not say that. What they say is that 80% of the Haitian people want another constitution. More than 60% of them want to go to election to elect a new president. As you know, there are two main projects that we are conducting currently. It's the constitutional referendum and elections.
Will this happen in the current situation?
President Jovenel Moïse, of course, because the people express clearly their willingness to vote for another constitution. But still,
is the president trying to cling to power? Some are saying that he wants to change the constitution, maybe participate in the elections or postpone them. In a nutshell, and to be blunt, some are saying he's actually a dictator who wants to pretend he's a Democrat.
Not at all. He's in his fourth year in power. He was not a dictator. Why in his fifth year he will start a dictatorial career? That's absurd. It's not true at all. And also, he's not going to benefit from the referendum or the upcoming elections because he's not going to be candidate. So those are false allegations against a president that actually want to put an end to some practices in Haiti. You cannot use violence to claim power. You need to wait your turn. Be ready. Convince the people. Go to elections. Get yourself elected. If the people deem that you are good leaders, they will reward you. Otherwise, they will sanction you. It's only through elections because the people are sovereign.
Yes, but the people in Haiti, just as a conclusion, I'm sorry to cut you off, but as a conclusion, the people in Haiti are unhappy because they see that their lives have not really improved. Are you concerned that the streets could decide rather than the elections?
We have some people, some friends, some fellow Haitians that are not patient and that think the only way to have power is through violence. We need to put an end to this situation. And it's exactly what President Jovenel Moïse is doing. He's going to stay until 2022. He is going to be replaced by an elected president, democratically elected president. And elections in 2021, September, October, will give us another president. Legislative elections, presidential elections. So that's where we need to go.
Claude Joseph, I want to thank you very much for being with us here on the France 24 interview, and thank you for watching it. Stay tuned for more news.